I accidentally hit that next one, but you got 2 intros for the price of one long and extended one. And the other was much more brief, tight, just to the point, and stacked on top of each other. It was extra long, but it was an accident, so you get what you get. But welcome, everybody, to the Wednesday show here on the Paranormal Portal. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. This is the Paranormal Portal. This is the Paranormal Portal live stream anyway, and I want to make sure to differentiate these as much as I can, and haven't really done it much on these live streams lately, but there is a live stream of the Paranormal Portal, and then the same name, Paranormal Portal, is also the podcast, which are usually 2 very different shows. The live streams are more of a variety show. We deal with as many topics and discussion points as we can in a 2-hour live stream, commercial free. Or if you go on any of the podcast platforms, anywhere, you can look for Paranormal Portal and find the podcast, which is interview-based, me talking to somebody or talking about some specific topic of the paranormal, supernatural, Fortean topics. So there is 2 very different shows. They're both called Paranormal Portal, but they all have a heart and soul of their own. Sometimes I do take a YouTube episode and create podcast episodes of that, but that's only if I do interviews or have a guest on or something like that. So generally speaking, that's how those shows work. Maybe I wasn't thinking real clearly when I named them both exactly the same thing. That was probably extraordinarily lazy now that I think of it, but what do you do? It's just the way it worked out, because actually the Paranormal Portal was an internet radio show initially. Then it became a YouTube channel live streaming my paranormal internet show. And then after that, it became a podcast. So the podcast was actually the newest iteration of the Paranormal Portal. I didn't realize that was so dim. I screwed up my ring light, and I realize now it's much dimmer than it should be. So if I look a little pale, it's got a white light rather than a golden light. And it's dimmer than it was too. So, oh well. I'll have to worry about that later. As long as you can see me and you can hear the sound of my voice, that's most everything I guess I need to worry about. But we got a lot of things to get through tonight, or get to as much as we can, of course. But hello to everybody that's here so far over in Rumble. Got Barbara Moore over there. Hello, Miss Barbara. Good to see you. Big D's over there, and I'm over there on Rumble so far. Dog Digger just popped in. Good to see you. Brent will be back in a bit listening to my sound recording from last week. Oh, fascinating, brother. If you got anything good, send it over. At least to my email, and I'd love to listen to what you're doing over there, brother. But yeah, and then I guess I should talk. I haven't seen anybody pop up over in X or in Facebook yet. But if you're over there and you want to say hello, please do. It'll appear on the screen right there on that bar. So if you're chatting over on Facebook or on X or Twitch, it'll also appear over on the margin over here. If you're on Rumble, I can't get it to merge. It doesn't work that way. So good to see you, Jason Finch. But let me just say hello to those of you who are looking at the show from YouTube right now. I'm just going to do a quick participants look here. So if you want to shout out, just please type something in the YouTube chat or in YouTube, or in YouTube, really, or in Facebook or Twitch or wherever you are. Cryptical Crossroads, Josh rolling in deep. Oh, brother. Coming in with the gifteds, 5 gifted memberships from the amazing Josh Casto of Cryptical Crossroads podcast. And let's see who got them. Barry Beezer got one. Smoking Joe got one. Bigfoot Fades got one. Philip Jones got one. As did Bryce Edwards. Congratulations, all 5 of you. And special thank you to Josh for making the magic happen. Hello, Patrick. Good to see you. Patrick MJ12. Hello to you. Let's see who's we're going to shout out here on the participants board. So far, Cryptical Crossroads, Mr. Josh Casto, Deborah Neighbors is here, ES4136 is here, Hook and Good Creations by Tina is here, Jason Finch, I'm here, Patrick MJ12, who I just said, Planet X87's up in the house, Rachel Gets It Right, who is just a doll, and Standing Stone 1776, as well as T-Bone and Wizard Moon. God, it actually shrunk. You know, it times out. So if you have typed something in there, but not recently, it does time out and my list will shrink or expand. It only is a certain window of activity. So if you're not typing for a while or you typed a while ago, but if I didn't give you a shout out, just yell at me over there in the chat and I will shout you out the old-fashioned way. Just say, hey, I'm here. And I will make sure to acknowledge that because it does mean the world to me. Obviously, doing these shows is a great deal of fun. Hey, Dale Atkinson popping in. Kedstar's here. Good to see you, Kedstar. Yeah, I saw you were in here before, but it didn't keep your name on the list because you haven't been typing for a while. That's just the way it works. And if you're just kicking back going, well, it never shouts me out. It's only for active chats that I get a list. If you're kicking back, just kind of watching the show while you're doing other things or listening to it, I don't know you're there. I just see a number on the screen. I can tell you there's currently 32 people listening from YouTube alone. But whatever the case, not everybody's into getting a shout out. So that's cool too. So we're going to get to the news tonight. How you doing, Justin? Good Earth just popped in over on the Rumble, as well as Big D. Or Big D was here before. Yeah, sorry. Big D, Dog Dagger, Barbara Mora, and Justin Good Earth over on the Rumble. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen Card Juice yet, but that's okay. See, I do notice, guys. I do notice when you're not here. It's just, it's a family. So we're going to get to the news. We're going to get to an article from Thought Catalog. And then we're going to get to what the hell is that? And then we're going to get to the Cryptid Corner. And whatever else we have time for, or as much as we have time of those to fit in. So we'll get to everything we can. Hi, it's Cat. It's Cat is Kedstar, okay? How many names do you have, Cat? Well, it's whatever name you show up as. I'm just thrilled you're here. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, Karen Albining's here. Good to see you. Good to see you as well. All right. Yeah, Rachel always does get it right in Standing Stones, or at least every time I've asked anything of her, she's gotten it right. Joshua Rice. That's a new name. Hello, Joshua Rice. Good to meet you. Thanks for coming into the show. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's not Joshua Aris or Josh Juarez. It's all one word, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing usually. So, all right, there we go. I'm just looking at the chat. Remember to hit the like. Yes, by all means. And the Ghost Radar is on. I did remember that tonight, so I guess we're in good shape. I don't know what else to do except bring you guys head first into another episode of the Paranormal Portal News. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and it is Joshua Rice. Very good. Okay. I'm glad I got that right. Welcome to the show. It's nice to meet you, man. Thanks for coming in. And Yeshua's here. Good to see you, Yeshua. And Karen Alberding says, I'm always here, just not always chatty. Give Neil our love too, Karen. Good to see you guys. And to anyone else I might have missed, just send in love. Wonder Woman's in here. Good to see you. And it's time for the news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the news. The Paranormal Portal News leads every episode of the live shows. It's where we talk about our news articles and discuss. And sometimes they're paranormal and fall right into our wheelhouse. Other times, maybe not so much, but I find them interesting or entertaining or just fascinating. And so you'll get every little bit of everything here on the news. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Maybe you'll leave here knowing or learning something you didn't know when you came. And there you go. You're welcome. I mean, it keeps on giving. All right. So always throughout the course of the show, I utilize a lot of different websites and These sites are incredible, like literally incredible. And I can't rave about them enough. I mean, they're just so well done. They are so current. They are so well maintained, professionally edited, and the presentations are amazing, and they're stable as hell. Like, you'll never catch a day that any of these sites aren't working. So please support these sites. Please visit them and give them your love as well. These sites are doing an exceptional job, and I can't help but to promote the hell out of them because I'm in love with them. So please support these websites. Give them your love because your traffic equals revenue for these sites. Helps to keep the lights on. So give them some love. Give them some support. Stop over and visit them and tell them the Portal sent you. The Portal sent you. That was a little Irish, kind of. I don't know. I do some bad, a lot of bad impressions of accents. So I caught Sarah from Yowie Central last night on Texas show, and that was really fun. That's really not. It is kind of news because Sarah and I go way back for years and years. Sarah's been on the Paranormal Portal several times, and just a doll. I just have known her forever, and we've been fast friends. I'm not really good at staying in touch with people, but when I saw she was on there, I was like, ooh, I'm going to go over and say hello. So it was nice to see Sarah. It's Big Nell. I couldn't remember the last name. Big Nell. Sorry. But that's me in names. I can't remember my own name sometimes. It's just that embarrassing. But yeah, Sarah Bignell. If you're not already checking out Sarah Bignell and Yowie Central, please do. Please support what she's doing. She's got some great stories. Just a lot of witness testimonies that she's recorded over the years. So give it a shot. Hello, Jill Decker over on Facebook. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. And of course, now I know Facebook's working. And honest to God, that's the only way I know these other platforms are actually online is when you guys message me from them. So if you're over on X and it's not too much trouble to say hello from over there, that'll let me know that that's working. Or Twitch. I assume they're all working, but I can't monitor all 5 streams. It would just kill my bandwidth here. So it's a matter of faith. I have faith. Things are working. Looks like everything's good on my end, though. But anyway, let's get to the news and find out what I've curated for your enjoyment tonight. And we'll start out where we always start on the news, and that is a site called unexplained-mysteries.com. And we're going to go into the creatures, myths, and legends files right out of the bat tonight. And here it is. My Bigfoot Life follows UK teens' mission to find the elusive ape beast. And here's the thing. There are a lot of people that scoff at the idea of there being Bigfoot or some relative of Bigfoot over in the British Isles. And I'm here to tell you, I worked directly with the Irish Bigfoot Research Organization and did some narration for them. But they've done several documentaries on finding evidence that looks like it could have come out of anywhere in the United States here or Australia. And I've seen footprint casts. I've seen lots of evidence that would at least suggest to me that they're there. And this isn't just Ireland. It's the UK. It's Scotland. There's just lots of reports of these things, even over on the British Isles. And it surprises a lot of people because a lot of people think that you have to have miles and miles and miles of wide open forest areas, not wide open, but a lot of forested areas and stuff and a lot of seclusion. But they don't really require a lot. We get a lot of sightings from rural farmlands throughout the United States where there's not a lot of forest, but there's lots of patches of forest. So they seem to be able to subsist in that just fine over here in the States. So it doesn't seem like a big leap that if they are in the UK, they're doing okay over there. If they are in the UK, they're doing okay. I'm an idiot. All day long, I'm an idiot. I'm going to close that camera view because nobody is with me tonight. It's just me and all of you, of course. Hi, Steve Biff Saunders. Good to see you. I've offered to bring a deceased one so that you can get direct answers, but nobody takes me seriously. Well, yeah, because the whole idea of having a deceased one would be That'd be a game changer. There wouldn't even be a discussion anymore of whether or not there is a Bigfoot. So if you've got one and you're waiting for somebody to bring one in, or you're waiting for someone to tell you to bring one in, you're kind of missing the boat there, brother. You could put an end to it all right now, Steve Biff Saunders. And good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming in. Hello, Linda. Good to see you. So let's get to this article and see what it says. But yeah, there are Bigfoots over in the British Isles, as well as pretty much everywhere else, honestly. If there's, well, I mean, there's a version from Africa. I don't remember the names of them all. But in China, there's a Yaren. In the British Isles, there's the Bigfoot, the Woodwose, the Grey Man, the Grogok, and there's about 3 other names just from the British Isles, and of course the Almasties up in the what is it, the Ural Mountains and the Almasty Mountains. There is the Yowies. There is all of the names that we have over here in North America, and then there's a version in South America. And so they're everywhere. So let's see what it says here. I guess I've set the stage enough here. Let's get to the meat and taters of this article. It says a recently released documentary follows the adventures of a 15-year-old Daniel Lee Barnett from Somerset, England. The teenager's passion for the mystery surrounding the possible existence of Bigfoot has become the focus of a major new documentary that is released a couple of months ago. Daniel, who struggles with autism, traveled to the Quantock Hills in Washington and spent the better part of 2 years working with a film crew and a team of investigators to hunt down the creature. I had the pleasure of filming with some of the amazing researchers in the Bigfoot world, he said. It was just a pleasure to learn from them and have them as my mentors. Washington is known as the Bigfoot capital of the world, and the top number of sightings is the Olympic National Park in Washington State. One of the more unexpected things about Daniel's experience making the film is how it's helped him to overcome his mental health struggles. Oh, good for him. That's fantastic. And what an amazing support group is formed around this young man. I'm so happy to hear it. At one point during filming, he had to speak at a conference in front of thousands of people. He said, I can't begin to explain what a difference it made to him, his grandfather said. And to see him before with the struggles he was going through, with social interactions, with schooling afterwards, the release you could see that he went through was just phenomenal. You can check out the trailer for the documentary below. And I recommend you guys check it out. I think Ronnie was working with this young man as well, pretty directly. And I think it's a beautiful story of somebody. I mean, it doesn't really as much. I mean, certainly Daniel's the central figure of it, but it's not a focal point of, oh, here's an autistic kid that found something he loves. It's just a young man following something he loves. The fact that autism is a part of it, yeah, but it's not the focal point. It's about him in his journey to find Bigfoot, like so many others of us out here. But I'm going to put a link to this in the chat. I'm not going to try to show the trailer because I'm sure it's going to have tons of music, which will mean that I'll be donating the ad revenue of this show to whoever owns those rights. It happens all the time. It's not a copyright strike necessarily, but it's a surrender of you don't get nothing for this one anymore. Hi, Car Juice. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. As always, let's see. All right, there's the trailer. You guys can watch it if, hopefully after the show. Hi, Jordan Cogburn. Good to see you. Excellent. Excellent. There's more and more of you coming in. Eric Fry's in here. Excellent. Again, so that's the first article. We've got more, though. I've always got more for you. And by God, we're going to get to that now. Again, I love this saying because it's absolutely proving to be true over and over and over and over again. And it's a quote. I have a couple of moving quotes that have really become guideposts in my life. The first and oldest quote that I love and follow all the time is "Do or do not, there is no try," by Yoda. And the next one is "Life finds a way," and that's from Jurassic Park. And I love both those things. And honestly, as we're learning more about the world around us, we're finding out that it's true. Life really does find a way. There are stories of, everybody used to think of these volcanic vents in the oceans that were, that nothing could live there. It's, the water is superheated and nothing could live there, except they found that there is bacteria that can withstand the superheated volcanic water and thrives there. There are underground caves with absolutely no light that have these special kinds of fish that survive there. Life found a way. And now we're finding out from unexplained-mysteries.com, nature environment, fungus inside Chernobyl exclusion zone has evolved a new ability. Life found a way. Let's see what it says. Various forms of life seem to have found a way to make the radiation-filled area around the nuclear plant their home. On April 26, 1986, a catastrophic accident that befell the number 4 reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear plant in northern Ukraine would not only expose thousands of people to dangerous levels of radiation, but also leave the whole area uninhabitable for thousands of years. The incident would go on to become ingrained in popular culture, not only as one of the worst disasters in the modern age, but also as a symbol of the dangers of nuclear power. But while the region's human inhabitants have long since left, other forms of life have not only survived the radiation, but have even managed to thrive in it. Life finds a way. Here we go. Let's see what it says. As an example of this, scientists have identified a curious type of fungus, Cladosporium. Oh my God. What the hell is that word? Sphaerospirumum. Sorry. I mean, you look at that. Who the hell can pronounce that? That's like somebody just spilled a Scrabble board. Sphaerospirumum. That seems to have evolved the unique ability to feed off of the radiation. So there is a fungus that's now feeding off of this radiation. Amazing. Found on the inside walls of the reactor's extremely radioactive ruins, this hardy fungus seems to be able to use its dark pigment to process radiation in a way not dissimilar to how regular plants harness the sun's energy through photosynthesis. This makes it particularly unique and a fascinating example of how some organisms can thrive in an environment that most other life forms would find lethal. Exactly how and why this adaptation has occurred continues to remain a bit of a mystery. While radiosynthesis is one explanation, it has yet to be conclusively proven. Can you believe that? Yeah, radioactive Yeti. You know that's coming. Good point. But, it's fascinating. And here's the thing. I'm sure that fungus is an ongoing thing. So, just like anything else, I'm just thinking, like, there's always something in the air that's trying to take root and to grow. And it would be constantly embattled by the ongoing radiation, so it adapts, it changes. And it's probably gone through millions and millions of metamorphoses to try to overcome it, and it finally hit a winning combination. Now, it's fascinating, it's amazing, but I think that's just what life does. It continues to try to create a situation where it can survive. Because one thing fungus can't do is locomote. They can't just go, well, this sucks, let's get out of here. All it can do is continually try, because it's wherever it is. And the only option it has is either to figure out a way to grow or die. And it's like an imperative that's just hard-coded into this stuff. So I'm sure there were millions of other variants of it that didn't work, but it finally hit its winning number. And so that's cool. I think that's amazing. Mel's Hole is supposedly over in Washington State. It's over there. I'm over in the north tip of Idaho, but Mel's Hole is supposedly in Washington State. All right, so there you go. I was literally today old when I heard about this. I think I might have heard a murmuring of it before, but I didn't realize exactly how that was working or what they were observing, but it's fascinating stuff. Yep. Brent, when I see nanu, I mean it, my guy. Nanu to you too. Mr. Mork from Ork. You know I know what that is. You ain't going to stump me, brother. I know. All right, so that was the second one. Very cool, though. It made it. Here's another one. I don't even know this is a thing, but it's a thing. I'm today old again. We're going to go into nature and environments. This one's not too long. It's got a video at the end. I will try to watch it. If it's not musical, we can watch it. But here we go. Oh, T-Bone gifting the 5. God bless you. You guys are so amazing. Jesus. I got to tell you that, YouTube keeps giving me the option. Oh, play live ads during your show. Play live ads during your show. And I'm like, no. And it's because why would I do that? What kind of a greedy bastard would have to do that when you guys are so incredibly generous and do things like this all through the shows? Thank you for the 5 gifted, Mr. T-Bone. And let's see who got them. JT85 received a membership. Anthony's Words got one. Good job. Or Anthony Swords or Anthony's Words. I don't know how it works, but congratulations, Anthony. Maz Vegas got one. Congratulations, Maz Vegas. You are now a member. Chris Calabrese. I know that name. Why do I know your name, Chris? Chris Calabrese. I know that name. So welcome and congratulations. You're a member for a month. And Brian got one as well. So congratulations to you all. Brian is spelled Bryan. And it's funny because I was just watching a Brian right before I was getting ready to do my show. So I was watching Third Eye Live, and it was a good show. They had the 12-inch wrench crew or whatever, or half-inch wrench crew. I can't remember, but those guys are fascinating. I was listening as I was prepping. But congratulations to all 5 of you. You are now month-long members of the show. If you like to be a member of the show, you can continue, but otherwise, thank you for giving us a shot. And thank you so much, T-Bone. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, what happened? Elaine remembered. Congratulations, Elaine. She's been a member for 41 months. Wow. That's love right there. Thank you, Elaine. I appreciate that. That's very, very sweet. All right. So we're going to go to the next article. This one is another one kind of dealing with weird biologies and the natural world, if you will. Here we go. It's from the Nature and Environment files of unexplained-mysteries.com. Scientists sequence genome of the elusive vampire squid from hell. What? There's vampire squid from hell? I didn't even know about this. But we all learned today, if you didn't already know that. Look at that picture. What the hell is that? Okay, let's see what's going on. I didn't even know this was a thing until today, but now let's find out what is this thing. The research looked at seldom seen cephalopod found only in the extreme depths of the ocean. Typically found in the darkest, deepest parts of the planet's tropical oceans, the vampire squid, also known as whatever the hell that word is, or those words are, Vampirotithus infernalis, is notable for its large eye and strange bioluminescent organs. Despite its name, however, it doesn't actually suck blood. Instead, it prefers to feed on organic detritus. What does that mean? What's detritus? Or detritus? I don't know. They're not telling me here, so I'm not sure what detritus is, but they like the organic one. It's probably more expensive in the stores, but anyway, because it's organic. But you know how that works. Now, in a renewed effort to learn more about this peculiar deep-sea denizen originated, scientists have succeeded in sequencing its genome, which, with over 11 billion DNA-based molecules, it's 4 times larger than the human genome and twice as large as any other of the known cephalopods. The findings were quite intriguing, suggesting that despite the vampire squid having 8 arms like an octopus, it also shares genomic features with squids and cuttlefish. In other words, it sits somewhere between these 2 different lineages. The vampire squid sits right at the interface between octopuses. I thought it was octopi. Anyway, octopuses and squids, said senior study author Oleg Simakov. Its genome reveals deep evolutionary secrets on how two strikingly different lineages could emerge from a shared ancestor. You can check out a video all about the vampire squid below. I guess we can try. I don't know if this has music though. This is from Fry with 206,000 subscribers. Probably going to have music. If it does, I'll just put a link in the chats for you guys to check out. Oh, it's Science Friday. I get it.
Deep in the ocean, in the cold darkness.
Okay, that's going to have music all over it. I tried, but it's got to be musical, and I don't feel like donating the revenue of this stream. So I'm going to put a link in the chat so you guys can check it out if you're looking for more information on the vampire squid from hell, whatever they called it. Why didn't that work? There it goes. All right, and I'll put it over in Rumble. And it is there for any of you guys who want to check out the included video at the end of this, but it'll also get you over to Unexplained Dash Mysteries. And that's my objective, to get you guys over there. Checking it out. There's so much more stuff over there. We got one more to go through, and then we're going to be done with the news. So here we go with the last article. Let's see. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I know we have several Canadian listeners here, and it looks like you guys are definitely well represented. Jordan Cogburn says, Bauhaus cephalopod. What is Bauhaus? Bauhaus. Looks like a Rammstein song. All right. So for you Canadians, this is all for you. Let's check it out. This article's talking about you. It's from Ghosts and Hauntings. New study reveals widespread paranormal belief among Canadians. See, I knew I liked you people for a reason. You guys are awesome. Not that anything wrong with my own countrymen and women here and around the world, but yeah, we love our Canadians as well. Researchers have collected nationally representative data on Canadians' belief in the unexplained. Tony Silva and Emily Houdart, well, I guess that's a quote. What would you say if you were told that paranormal activity exists? Well, nearly half of Canadians would agree. Ooh, this is a big one. I don't know. I'm not going to read all this, but we'll read some of it, and then I'll give you a link for the rest of it. What is the paranormal exactly? It refers to phenomena that science cannot explain. See, it's not just ghosts. I got so tired of people thinking the paranormal means ghosts. It's all of it. And are not part of the major religion in a particular society. In contrast, religious phenomena are part of an established doctrine. For example, in Canada, psychic abilities and Bigfoot or Sasquatch are considered paranormal, while angels and demons are associated with religion. Really? Really? Oh, thank you, Sharon Sunshine. Got a membership. Woo! Just too much love in this room tonight. Thank you, guys. In the summer of 2025, we launched a survey of Canadian attitudes regarding paranormal beliefs in which participation was confidential. And for the first time in decades, we have nationally representative data on paranormal beliefs and encounters in Canada. And I'll just read up to the first break here. Although news outlets regularly publish stories about paranormal beliefs on Halloween, the results they discuss are usually based on convenience samples. Ours is the first study in 20 years to use randomly selected people from the Canadian population just to ask these questions, meaning the results are representative. And it turns out that almost 1 in 2 Canadians believe in at least one paranormal phenomenon, and 1/4 report encounters with spirits. We asked about ghostly hauntings, alien visitations, psychic abilities, telekinesis, astrology, and other unexplained phenomena. And we also asked about cryptids, animals, or creatures whose existence has been suggested but not yet proven by science specific to Canada. And they include creatures with roots in First Nations folklore, like the large serpentine sea monster, the Cadborosaurus, off the BC coast, and the Ogopogo in Lake Okanagan. So there you go. There's more, obviously, but we're going to chop it there and let you guys go through the rest of that as well. And here we go. Boom. And here we go as well, over in Rumble. Boom. Okay, so that is the last article, and as you can see, there's quite a bit more to read. I just don't want to burn up a big segment of the show on one article. You know, this is the news. It's brief. We hit the briefs and leave the rest up to you to do your own digging. So there it is. No. Grandizer, no. I'm not going to stream David Paulides' movie. That would be a quick way to get me in a copyright suit, and there's no way I'm going to do that. And, you know, God bless David Paulides to do what he likes. But I'm not going to do it, and I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of channels that do stuff like that, like, hey, let's watch it, and then you just comment on it, and it's fair use. But that's a really weak argument, and there's a lot of channels that are getting their behind handed to them in courts for infringing on people's copyright like that. So, nope, not going to do it. Not going to do it. But anyway, yeah, good luck to David Paulides. That's wonderful. Idaho does have its own water monster, Eric, and it's up here. It's called the Ponderay Paddler. And I don't know what it's supposed to look like, if it's like Ogopogo and Champ and Nessie, or if it's supposed to look different. I don't know. But I've heard people swear to have seen it. I just never have talked to any of them. So, yeah, Bela Lugosi is dead, Jordan. He's been dead for a long time. He was the original Dracula. I'm Dracula. But anyway, from the black and white movies, yeah, that wasn't really a strike. That's a little different. It's a copyright claim. So it's not really a strike, it's a claim. And the claims mean that if you use copyrighted music and the owner finds out about it, they can copyright claim it. And that means that they have the right then to collect any revenue from that episode. So, yeah, I'm already dangling over the precipice on that one anyway for all the times I did use that. But it's just the nature of the beast. Could have been a fake claim too. I don't know. I just didn't want to wrestle with it. It's easy enough to just change music because I write music, so it's easy enough. So anyway, this has been the news. Hopefully you guys have had a good time listening and on the journey. But let's get back to the rest of the show. Oops, forgot I had to push buttons and stuff. It's my typical Wednesday performance. Hi, Maggie. Good to see you. Wonderful to have you here. I used to mostly listen to the Bauhaus when awake at 3 a.m. doing untoward things. That's why Bela Lugosi is the only song of theirs I can pull from memory. Oh, okay. Okay, so Bauhaus is a musical thing. Okay. I gotcha. I saw it and thought it looks very German, but I don't know what it means, but it reminded me of Rammstein. Every one of his songs has words like that, but Germanic words. How y'all doing out there? You having a good time? One in the chat if you're having a good time. Let's see it. Let's see that you're paying attention. Sorry, been MIA. My daughter had emergency surgery last week. Oh, dear God. Is she okay? Your daughter doing okay, Maggie? Just our love and prayers to her and for a speedy recovery. And thank you guys. Got a lot of ones. Yes. I appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you, Barbara, over in Rumble, and Justin Goodearth. You guys are awesome. Pixie, T-Bone, Michelle Wolfong, Sharon, Maggie. Well, you guys. Very good. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear it. I hope we're having fun. I'm trying to bring you as much fun as I can manage. But Rachel's having fun too. Good. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate it. All right. 0.75 Digger Dog. Oh, gotta love it. Every crowd has one of them. Hi, Jackie Hall. Good to see ya. She's having fun too. Woohoo! But what other option? I guess would be 0. You're not having fun. I don't know. 1 if you're having fun, or no response. But you could put a 0 if you're having no fun. But if that's the case, you'll have to find a different show, because this is all I got. I don't have a lot more. Let's make code. Oh, just binary. Wonder Woman's doing binary. Is that? No, that's not binary, right? That's more than 8 digits. It's a lot of ones and zeros, though. Oof. Maybe it is binary. I don't know. Anyway, I got more for you. We're going to hit an article now that I just dug up for the show today. And we're going to get into that now. Here it is. Here it is. I think, there's lots of ideas that we're sharing our world with some of these advanced races that we are potentially observing in the skies, driving weird craft that we can't understand. Now, oftentimes people default to the idea that, they traveled around the stars and they're here and they can shoot off back into the stars and maybe go back and forth to home. I don't know. But what if they don't ever go that far? What if they're living here? What if they're part of our world? They just don't. They look like us to us. They can probably hide what they look like and camouflage themselves and blend right in, kind of like duck hunters float those plastic ducks out there, and the ducks figure there's a duck party and they come in to go in, and then blah blah blah. No, so far the aliens aren't doing that as far as I know, but maybe they are. There are abductees, and God only knows what they're dealing with. Interterrestrials, yes, exactly, Jay Free. Yeah, like they might be here. I've often wondered that. And how do you know? I don't know. You ever got a weird vibe from somebody you're like, why is that person so different? You talk to them and they don't feel like they're really comfortable in their own skin. Like they don't feel like they really know how to do this yet. Maybe they're just learning. Maybe they're newer and they're here. I've seen some pretty awkward people and just wondered, what if that's one of them? I mean, there's just awkward people anyway. Don't get me wrong. I'm plenty awkward a lot of times too. But some people just look like they're really not as comfortable in their Edgar suit as they should be. But I don't know. I often, when I'm out and about, I say hello to everybody, and most everybody say, oh, hello, hi, good afternoon, good day, whatever. It's just in my nature. And sometimes when I meet those people that are just like, they just got that tunnel vision and they just walk right ahead, like they don't engage. Now there's plenty of people with phobias and stuff like that that could explain it. But I often thought, what if that's the aliens? They don't know how to say hello. I don't know. But it is a curious idea. I remember the claim from Don a long time ago that he had heard that the Chinese authorities have said that aliens have been living amongst them over there for a long time, and they were aware of it. And I don't know. I never saw any quotes to that point myself, but I'm sure Don really did hear it somewhere. And so maybe they are. Maybe they're right here with us, and they've always been right here with us, or maybe they're observing us or whatever. But this is the article that I pulled up for you guys tonight is dealing with this, because we don't do a lot of UFO stuff, but I thought this would be kind of fun, because can't do ghosts all the time. Can't do Bigfoot all the time. But there's a lot more to the paranormal umbrella that we need to hit on. Thank you, Maggie. Oh, very sweet. Thank you so much. Very generous. So this is the article from Thought Catalog tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is from Thought Catalog. It is 21 strange stories about what it's like to actually meet a lizard person in real life. I don't know. I was like, wow, this is fascinating. Are they all for sure true? Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just a few of them are true, or maybe only one of them are true. But that's still fascinating, right? let's take a look at these. This is written by Emily Madriga. Again, she's just such a fantastic author and has put together so many of these articles that are just absolutely incredible. So let's get to this and find out what we can find out. So this is, again, from Reddit. Someone asked the Reddit, what conversation or interaction with a physically normal stranger left you wondered if you just talked to something non-human or supernatural, like an angel, demon, ghost, alien, time traveler, etc. And some people actually had some pretty creepy stories about meeting real life lizard people and aliens. So we're going to get into these right now. Fascinating, right? I found this and I'm like, oh my God, this is brilliant. So here we go. Here's the first one. I felt like prey. He was a customer and I was helping out. Honestly, there was nothing that really stood out with him. He was handsome, but in a normal way. He dressed normal, talked normal, was blandly friendly, as you are with strangers. Just a normal upper middle class type guy. The only thing that really stood out was his blue eyes. Not in a goofy supernatural type of way. He just had very, very blue eyes. But for some reason, he made every hair on my neck stand on end. Alarm bells were going off in my head like crazy. All I wanted to do was hide. And I've never felt this way, before or since. Even when I was followed home by someone, I've never felt such gut-deep, you are in danger, as I did with this guy. After ringing him through, he reached out to shake my hand, and this is not common at all here. But out of politeness, I took it and shook it. And I instantly got so nauseous that I almost gagged. The moment I got nauseous, he just held my hand and smiled. And something in that smile made me absolutely sure he knew what I was feeling and he enjoyed it. I'm not religious in any way, but I remember thinking in that moment, oh, forget it. Is this the devil? Well, after he left, I was still so sick feeling I had to go to the back and sit down. I'm not sure if he was a serial killer or what, but to this day, I've never experienced something even close to that encounter. I absolutely felt bone-deep certainty that I was in some sort of danger. I felt every bit the prey. It's a hard story to explain because it's all based on feelings, so I haven't told that many people about it, but to this day, it absolutely is one of the scariest and weirdest things I've ever experienced. And that was by the electric pink mango. Yeah, what do? I really do believe you trust your gut, though. You got to trust your gut. If you're picking up on something like that, just trust it. I mean, if you're in public at a store, you're probably going to be okay. It's not like he's going to eat your forehead right there, but yeah, just be careful. I don't know. What would you do? I mean, wouldn't you feel the same way? Like, yeah, I would have, oh, I'm sorry. I got to go make a phone call. I got to go make a call. I'll be right back sometime. Never. That's terribly freaky. But the person swears it's true. So let's go to the next one. He was in my head. I was the only one working at a register, and it was later in the night. I had a line full of people and one supervisor close by just doing her thing. I looked up and saw this guy about 2 or 3 people behind my current customer, and he gave me an instant feeling of unease. I saw this black fog type of aura around him. I've never seen auras or any types prior to this, or even after. I kept watch on him out of the corner of my eye, and I could feel him just watching me. When I looked up again to take care of customer number 2, it was the weird guy instead. Even stranger was no one else was in line anymore, and I could no longer find my supervisor. The store was quiet. All I remember about this guy is he had longish brown hair, average height and looks, and the strangest blue eyes I've ever seen, again with the blue eyes. Maybe that's a takeaway right there, folks. I don't know. I looked at him to ask what I could do for him, and before the words even completely left my mouth, he stated he needed a specific brand of cigarettes. The whole time he had this knowing grin on his face. When I turned away from him to get his cigarettes, everything went black. I couldn't see anything for what seemed like several minutes, but I'm sure it was only a few seconds at best. All I could think was, oh God, this man is in my head. I'm completely screwed in my mind. When I finally turned back to him, he just laughed this weird laugh, like he knew what I was thinking. He looked at me again and just walked away. As soon as he was gone, everything went back to normal. My supervisor was back, a line full of customers again, all of it. I felt off for several days after this encounter and had nightmares about that guy's eyes following me and telling me he was always watching. That was by Tingly Texas Girl, TX Girl. Wow, that is creepy, huh? Just going to your job and you got to deal with stuff like that. What would you do? I have to use the bathroom. All right, let's go to the next one. I remember that vibe 30 years later. When I was in my 20s traveling through Italy, I was on a boat trip around Capri when an old guy started chatting to me. Whatever the question was, I made some remark about backpacking and wanting to make my money stretch the length of my travels, and he responded that he would swap my age for all of his money. Ooh, don't do it. Don't do it. Well, it felt like the world had stopped, holding its breath, while I thought about my answer. It truly felt ominous and foreboding until I said no. I still remember that feeling 30 years later. That was by Take You Home, Kathleen. Yeah. I mean, chances are, I don't know, would you take that gamble? Would any of you? I'm kind of curious. If somebody walked up to you, let's say you're younger, you're in your 20s, and you're kind of going out and seeing the world, and you meet somebody who's older, and they come up and strike up a conversation with you, and they say, well, I'd give you all my money if I could have your youth. Would any of you out there, if any of you out there, I guess this is a 1-0. If you would do it, select one. Maybe the guy's loaded, super rich, might not have a long journey, but you'd have a cake journey. Or 0, hell no. What would you do? I'm curious. I'm literally, honestly curious what you guys are going to say. Oh, lots of no's. Nope from Maggie. Nope. Linda, nope. Yeshua, nope. Rachel, nope. Jackie Hall, nope. If you would, give me a 1. Lori Gibbs, nope. Who said no? Yeah, Michelle says no. Nope. Pixie says I can get my own riches. Kedstar, nope. Definitely not, no. And then definitely not, no. And then you gave me a 1. What is it, wizard? Patrick, nope. T-Bone, nope. Grandizer, nope. 0, I mean, okay, there you are. Wonder Woman's hell, nah. Yeah, I got stories, not too many really paranormal, but strange enough. Well, yeah, that's fantastic. Sharon Sunshine, nope. Not a good deal. I got no youth to give up. Fair enough, but I'm just saying, you're 20 in this story. What would you do? Exactly. Get my own. Yep, you're right. I think everybody's pretty consistently on the nope section here. I haven't seen any yeses. Over in Rumble, Card Juice, nope. Justin Goodearth, nope. And Big D, nope. Okay. I wouldn't either. Barbara Morris said nope as well. That is, how old is old? I don't know. It's a hypothetical. 50. I don't know. Let's say 50 or, I don't know. I wouldn't either. I just wouldn't want to do it. Because you don't know. He gives you all that money and all of a sudden you're old and you got a lot of money, but now you're old. You missed years, maybe decades of your life. You can't ever get those back. All right, that's crazy. Let's go to the next one. You'll get it. Was coming back on the plane from a very important job interview, and I thought I blew it. Well, I was spacing out during the entire flight. When the plane landed, I finally got up to grab my bags. An older woman 3 aisles down from me looked straight at me and said, "Don't worry, it'll be okay. You'll get it." Well, I reflexively thanked her and ignored what she said, but a few hours later, I got a call from that job. Only then did I remember what she said. I still don't know why she said that and how she knew what my problem was. That was by Jinner, D-J-I-N-N-E-R, Jinner 13. Yeah, but that could just be someone psychic. That's kind of stuff actually is not as uncommon if you meet someone that's just cued in on your energy for some whatever reason. They'll tell you things that'll blow your mind, but could be divine messages too, like, some angelic or, beautiful being is saying, no, you need to tell this person this. And if they're sensitive, they might get the order to do it. That's pretty cool though. I think it's fine, but it's not necessarily indicative of a alien. It's just somebody sensitive that got a message for you. All right, we're going to do the prediction next. Time for the prediction. Here we go. Happened just under a decade ago. Was walking home at night and there was seemingly no one else around until I passed by a church and I saw a black guy just standing outside, apparently just hanging out. This is in Bismarck, North Dakota, where there are very few black people. I don't think that's still true. Maybe it is. I don't know. He said hello and I nodded and waved. As I continued on my way, I heard him say, "You're going to have a bad day tomorrow." The next day, my basement apartment was flooded with literal poop from a backed up sewer line. Oh, God. Oh, no. That's a horrible thing. That was from Actual Giant Penguin. Oh, that's the worst kind of worst. I don't know what it is, but I've always thought, what would be one of the worst things that you could like fall into? And you think, oh, mud, yeah, that would suck. Or, oh, ice cold water, sure, that would suck. Or even whatever. But when you get to like a septic tank or something, that's easily the worst in my mind. Other than like acids and stuff, which will probably kill you anyway. But I'm talking about just something you could fall in and have to deal with. And definitely a top of my suck meter would be somebody's septic tank or something like that. There can't be much worse than that. Maybe rotting food stuff maybe might be as bad, but I don't know. God, ugh. It's a horrible thing. All right. I think we'll do one more. Meat creatures is next because I got to get that sewer line out of my head. Yuck. How gross. I just read Justin Goodhurst's comment over in Rumble. He said, been pouring turkey juice in the dogs' bowls with their food since Thanksgiving. Now they won't let anyone else feed them. Yeah, you've totally spoiled them. Just Mrs. Portal spoiled all our animals so bad. Now they don't want me to feed them either. So kind of the same. Meat creatures is next. I used to work at a service deli, and this guy walked in one day looking around at everything. He asked me a few questions about how we get our meat, how it gets shaped that way, what kind of currency is accepted, and how the interaction of a purchase is made. Wow, that's not normal. Well, then he just kind of smiled and said, "So sorry if I come off as strange. I'm from the future, so this is all overwhelming to me." Well, then he spent time at the whole meats department, a little distance away from the deli counter, and asked my coworker similar questions. He also asked him if people purchasing meat of creatures is a significant part of our infrastructure. Well, me and my coworkers talked about it all day. Realistically, He could have just been some goofy guy. Maybe he was on drugs or maybe having a mental illness related to perception of reality. But he seemed like a regular guy. He was wearing office attire that looked expensive, maybe silk, and spoke clear, fluent English. Never encountered or had a conversation with anyone like that before. That was by 40 Ounce Freed. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah, it's like he was not really sure how to do this world. But I don't necessarily buy the future thing. I think it'd be more likely he was trying to look like somebody, but that was the best excuse he had. No, it's not me. I'm from the future. Like, maybe if you're from another planet, that sounds like a good excuse. But it's not a good excuse either way. Very strange though. Whatever the case is, just say I was raised by squirrels. I have no idea. Your culture frightens and confuses me. I don't know. It's just funny stuff. That would be weird though. Even after reading these, I'm questioning my own awkward experiences even more. It's like, yeah, I've never had somebody ask me about stuff quite that elementary, but you never know. Yep. Oh, Justin, we all noped out. Yeah, talking about the sewer thing. Yep. Nope. Well, there you have it. That was the article. I hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll continue that. It's actually a lot of that article left. Unless, maybe not though. Maybe not. I don't know. Let me look. Sometimes they end halfway and they'd start a new article, but no, this one looks like it goes on for quite a while. Got quite a bit left, so. Not on that one. New suit. Yeah, there's the one we're at. Where we left off, I got that marked. Okay, so it is time, folks, for another part of the show that we've been doing for a while, and I've really had fun with this. And I think you guys have enjoyed it too. Good thing you did some voting, because you're going to need to do more of that for this next segment, because I really do enjoy your feedback. And there's a couple of them on here that I'm very seriously, probably going to weigh in a lot based on what you guys say. There's some that might be legit, might not be, but I'll be curious what you guys have to say about it. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about this segment right here.
What the hell is that?
There you go. What the hell is that is what I'm talking about. This is our new segment, folks, where we go over video evidence. And sometimes it'll be in the form of images. Sometimes it'll be in the form of video. But it's all kind of cool. That was great, Brent. Oh, thanks. You mean that article, Tina? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I thought it was cool. It's kind of neat to go through those. It's a different kind of article than we usually cover here, but that's makes it exciting. I don't find many like that. But if you guys ever find articles or materials you think would be fun, to discuss on the show, please email me at paranormalportalradio@gmail.com. I'd love to see what you guys are looking at, what you're interested in. You can do a G-rated version, that's fine, but I ain't afraid to say what the hell's that. My show. It ain't no bad thing. All right, here we go. We're going to get to this. What the hell is that? I've got several things pulled up for you guys to go over with me and see what you guys think. There's a few things, including one from Sasquatch Chronicles. Don't really need that one, though. That was one we went over. This one, first one, is an image. I thought I had a video one. I do have a video one somewhere. But there also have one from Sasquatch Chronicles blog. That's a file that Wes texted me first. And I was like, wow, that looks pretty fascinating. And I'm kind of curious about your take on that one, because I think that one's going to be pretty interesting. The first one that we're going to go over here is also very interesting. This comes from Facebook group Paranormal Collective. And this is another one of those great Facebook sites that hosts a lot of this stuff. So go check them out. Go visit their page and look at all that they're posting over there. Again, there's some pretty compelling ones. This one, might be legit. And again, we can only go by the claim that we have. So I have a little bit of narrative here, just a small paragraph. And I just asked that, I mean, it could be a lot of things. But just based on what you're looking at, what do you think? Could it be potentially a spirit photobombing? Could it be that could it be that it's someone else that was there, but they're not acknowledging it for the sake of having a weird photo? I understand. And that's going to be an obvious possibility. But just what you're looking at, does it look like it could be legitimately a ghost photobombing the experience? The background is this: my cousin and her baby girl at about 10 years ago. We don't recognize the spirit on the right, and there's never been any malevolence. So they don't notice that there's anything negative going on. They don't know who this could be, excuse me. But someone obviously thought enough about this mother and child that they wanted to be a part of the picture, which is kind of a beautiful thought. So here's the image right here. Looks like I got to bring it down a little bit, make it fit better. So this is the weirdness that they're talking about. And this is where you guys have to vote. You got to vote in. You let me know what you think. Number one, do you think this could be a legit photobombing? Again, we can only go by the narrative that we have. As far as we know, as was explained in the narrative, do you think this could be some unknown spirits just hanging out with there? Give me a 1 if you think so. Give me a 0 if you think, nah, this is crap. I don't think that's paranormal at all. Or whatever you think. So, Lori Gibbs, 1. Yeah, Maggie says 1 if truthful. Sharon Sunshine's not buying it. Nope. Okay, fair enough. Could be, but you never know. Lori Gibbs says 1. Yeah. But scared. Yeah, it is kind of freaky to think someone might be just leaning in on you. You don't even know. Kedstar's about halfway there. Okay. Wonder Woman's all in. Brent Von Hohen says nope. Wizard Moon said 1. Could be. Barbara Morris says 1. Seen this photo before. Dog Digger says, gives it 0.5. 1, but creepy. Do they know this fella? No, they don't. They don't recognize who it is. According to the little narrative, it just says, my cousin and her baby girl about 10 years ago, we don't recognize the spirit on the right, and there's never been any malevolence experience, so that's good. It doesn't sound terrible. Depends on the year. Years ago, double exposures occurred many times. Sure, what if it's 10 years ago? It's probably not likely. It's probably some early version of a digital camera or cell phone. Like, it looks like, if this is a selfie, this looks like a cell phone-y kind of thing. With being even that close and having that bad of an exposure, that looks like those early cell phone, flip phone cameras kind of thing. Yeah, it depends on the year. Witchy, Grandizer not buying it. Ivy Ramirez is all in. Jackie Hall is all in. Pixie Ranger, okay, that's Linda talking. I'm just looking. 0.75 from Karen Alberding. Yep. All right. Yeah, Jordan. Bela Lugosi died a long time ago. He was the original Dracula from the black and white movies. His old scrying mirror is actually hanging up in Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum in Las Vegas. So there we go. That's the first one tonight. Yeah, maybe. Maybe something. I think it could be. Again, all we can do is trust that narrative. Like, no, they were alone. Nobody was there. It was a selfie. It was just her and the baby. And then to see that, I don't know. It doesn't look super creepy, but it's kind of creepy to think that someone's there and you don't really know they're there. It make me really need to go shopping or something. I mean, that kind of stuff generally doesn't bother me. In all truth, I've never really minded being around spiritual presences as long as they're positive. I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to share time with something that's really hateful and negative. That would suck. But so far, I've ended up being pretty fortunate about that. All right, so that's the first one from What the Hell Is That? But got more for you. This one is a video. And this one is pretty cool, I got to tell you. And here's the thing. This is a live stream, folks. This is a live stream. And this happened in real time as these guys were, I guess, getting together as a group and discussing sports. And this is posted by Edward Smith on Facebook. Edward Smith, streamer catches haunting footage live. I'm just going to play this because it's been around for a long time. It's very fascinating. I think it's an amazing capture. You're going to be focused on the lower left corner. I'm going to try to get it framed up just right so you guys can really see it. I hope this is all in on the page, but let's take a look. Some of you are going to be familiar with this probably. Dang it, I got to move the ghost radar. No, maybe I can just shuffle it over to the side here a little more. There we go. That's everybody. And again, this is the Edward Smith Facebook page. I can move me. Oh, no. Don't do that. Whatever I just did, don't do that. I can move me over to this dead space for now because nothing's going on there except my head. So again, you're going to be focused on that guy down there in the lower left-hand corner. We're going to play this. It is, I think, about a minute or so long, but it's a good one. Get ready to check it out.
In the following video, a group of friends are chatting over live stream and having a heated debate about a particular basketball team and its players.
Just wasn't meant to be.
Leaf, I gotta disagree with you, man.
Hold on.
All seems normal in this live stream when only minutes later, something happens that scares the living.
And this is where it comes up. This is where it's coming. Yeah, this is the guy you're going to want to pay attention to.
Feeling very unsettled. Take a look.
Y'all need to build off of those two people and a couple of more pieces. I do like RJ Barrett, but I don't know. It might be time for him to go as well. You never really know. So I say you just build off of those people. Was that a ghost?
I just personally...
Oh, yo, Junebug, chill out.
Yo, that wasn't even a person.
He's like, yo, chill out. He don't even want to know it. He does not even want to know that there's a ghost there. That dude's probably alone in that house all by himself. And he caught something because you noticed he's looking around. Like, what was that? Even before anybody said anything. So he was aware that something happened around him, but he wasn't sure what it was. Maybe from his own feed. Like, he watched that and was like, what was that? But he wasn't sure. So let's continue.
Junebug, chill out. I ain't got time for this.
Yo, did we catch a ghost on stream?
Bro, stop.
No, stop it.
Junebug, chill out. I'm alone. Hey, I didn't see it. I didn't see anything, man. I was looking. I was turning on the lights. Stop playing, bro.
I'm looking at it right now.
So this guy right up here, he's reviewing it. He's going through it. He's like, well, let me just check and see. So he's going through it and check it out.
I'm gonna go look at it right now because what? Bro.
That's a pretty organic reaction right there, folks.
What, Junebug? What happened?
That was not a person, bro.
Bro, chill out. What are y'all talking about?
No, this guy's getting real nervous. Here we go.
Hey, yo.
In the following video, a group of friends are chatting over live
I just
stream.
want to go to that.
Yo, Junebug, chill out.
Yo, that wasn't even a. Was that a ghost? You just build off of those, but I don't know. It might be time for him to go as well. You never really know. So I say you just build off of those people. Was that a ghost?
So there it was. What do you guys think? Is that the real thing? Is that a good capture? That dude will never stream in the dark. Yeah, that is for sure. So I want you to vote. Dog Digger voted 2. Justin Gura says, yep. As long as the ghost pays his rent, it's all good. Yeah, there is that. Can't see it? Okay. Well, it is dark. I'm sorry. If you're looking on a mobile, it might be extra hard. But, so Annie Manul's halfway there. Yeshua's all in. Rachel's all in. Looked like a person's shadow, and then it dissipates. Yeah, it's definitely in a darkened room. That wouldn't be a shadow like that. Michelle Wolfong's all in. Kedstar is in. Yes, from Jeremy. Brent Van Hoens, yep. Tina says, yep. Werewolf, yep. Elaine, yep. Let's see. Jeremy again, 1. T-Bone, 1+. Extra credit. Lenda's 1. Don't know what it was. LOL, spooky. Yeah, it was. I mean, it's the thing is that if and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put the link to this in the chats. It's a Facebook page. I'm sure you can find versions of it on YouTube or whatever. It's not it's been around for a long time, but blow it up. Take a look at it on a full screen somewhere. And the way that it dissipates and the way that it's so much darker than the background is profound. Like, you wouldn't get a strong shadow that dark unless you had a stronger light source in a darkened room like that. And you would see the room lighten up for that in order to cast a darker shadow. But that shadow is like pitch black, and then it kind of just gets cloudy and kind of shoots up this way and then dissipates. So I think it's a hell of a capture. I think it really is. Grandizer's all in. He's all in on it. Yeah, they look like very, very genuine reactions. Like, these guys did not like to be seeing that. I could not see it. I'll put the link in the chat right now, as a matter of fact. Car Juice is all in on this. Barbara said, wow, number one. Gonna leave out the obvious. All right, so I'm gonna put the link into the chat, and yeah, definitely take a look. It'll only take you a couple seconds to really look at it, but I think it's a great capture. I really do. Here we go. Paste. It's over in that chat on YouTube and Twitch. So watch your screen if you're on X or whatever. I don't know if there's any way I can post it in a universal way, but then I'm putting it over on Rumble here for any of you guys. I said one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you did say one, Justin. You did. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I must have not read your answer, but yeah, you're all in. Justin was all in as well. What's this? D's saying what? Brent can't blow it up, but yes, please look it up. You will see others have blown it up. You can see it closely. Well, I'm just putting the link out there. You guys can look at it on your own, whatever screen you choose. This is before, and it was just before the place burned. The Ocean says, okay, there might be more to the story. Put it on Discord, episode discussion too. Thank you, Maggie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's a great capture. I really, really do. So we don't see a lot of those. I got to see. Looks like I got to... got a request from Wes. I'll have to do that. It's probably important. We'll save that one for last, though. From the Sasquatch Chronicles. I do have another Sasquatch Chronicles one for you guys to see, but that was a good one. I like that one. I think that's a great capture. I think it's just right place at the right time, and that thing just showed up. And their reactions are absolutely legitimate. As far as if I was looking for legitimate organic reactions, that's what I'd look for. It's just like that. Like, and the guy's like, no. The guy that's there doesn't want to hear it. So yeah, wow. Great capture. All right. This one is some weird UFO stuff. And this is from Paranormal UFOs on Facebook. Again, Paranormal UFOs on Facebook. Man, I wish it didn't put chats all up. I really hate that. I wish Facebook didn't put it. If you have chat windows up, it shouldn't put it on every freaking Facebook window you have. It should do it once and then be done. I keep having to reclose those. So here we go. This is from, again, Paranormal UFOs. Let's check out this video. See what you guys think. There's no backstory at all. I don't know where this is. It may end up saying it in the narrative, but I don't remember. But I think it's, what do you guys think? Well, let's get more to the meat and taters here. Okay. Here it goes. All right. Here it is on screen. It's just, I'm just looking at a mountainous landscape, kind of pretty. What do you think? Look at that. This video is courtesy of YouTube user The Artisan, Artisen. So I guess if you went to The Artisan, is that a UFO? Well, sure. Absolutely is, because it's unidentified. I think it's, I mean, you can see it's still going over the skyline there. I think it's in the same resolution as the other stuff. It's not like super sharp. It looks like it's, again, an old camera of some kind. So the resolution isn't all that great, but you can clearly see it's some kind of white, almost misty anomaly that seems to be moving with purpose. I don't believe it's wind, but pretty crazy. So give me a vote. What do you guys think? Is it a paper plane? Let me know what you guys think. And again, this comes from YouTube user The Artisan, Artisen. I wonder if that channel is still around or if it's defunct, because it looks like it's older. Looks like it's from the early 2000s kind of video. But let me know. 0.5, Rachel says she's halfway there. So, and a glider? I don't think it's a glider. I think you'd be able to make out more of an airplane kind of shape, or it just looks like a kind of a foggy white shape. What is 0.5? We got 1 from Yeshua, 0.5 from Grandizer. Now I got myself scared, Jordan says. 0.5 from Big D, 0.75 from Justin. Yeah, Justin Goodora says there's no navigational lights, and you should be able to see flashing lights on any kind of known aircraft flying, especially over an area where there's houses and stuff. So it should have navigational lights at that size and flying around like that. Dog Diggers 0.5, Car Juice, hard to see. Fair enough, it is hard to see. But again, this is old resolution. I'm making it as big as I can for you guys. I can't blow up videos unless I actually put them in my video editor and blow them up. But then it's just going to be worse resolution, but more to look at. It's just not much to see, actually. It's just kind of a foggy, I don't know, almost looks like a disc shape. But it does almost have like a fogginess around it, like a field. So, any more votes? Or is that it? Karen Alberting, 0.25. Not really get into this. Could it be a ghost? I don't know. I wouldn't expect a ghost to be appearing that large. I mean, if you look at the houses below, these are houses and stuff. You don't usually see ghosts that are about the size of a brontosaurus. They just don't usually get that big. So, I don't know. Very interesting. Remember seeing mist floating from building to building during tsunami in Japan. Oh, that's right. I remember seeing those old videos. You're right. Kind of forgot about those. But yeah, paraglider. Fabric can be shiny. I don't think so, Annie. I don't think a paraglider is going to be going that quickly. They go about 30 miles an hour. They don't really... That's going... Probably by scale, it's probably going around 50 or 60 miles an hour. But I don't think... Maybe paragliders do go faster, but I don't know. I would expect that you could still make out more edges than that, even on this bad resolution. But maybe... You could be right. You could be right. I could be absolutely wrong. So, old hang gliders look just like that. I grew up where I lived in Minnesota. People would hang glide over our house all day long. There was bluffs and there was a takeoff spot, literally a half mile downriver from me, and they would glide all over. And I don't ever remember them looking like that. Nor do I remember them moving like that. Again, I don't know. Looks like the wind is actually, according to this foliage here, is actually blowing from the water inland. And I don't think you'd get that much forward momentum on a hang glider if the wind is coming against it. It's going against the wind. But watch, and I'll use my mouse. Watch the lower part. See where the way the winds are blowing? They're blowing this in. And you'll see more of it when it really turns here. There. See how that's bending towards the camera? Yeah. I think that's a hang glider, I'm sure, can move as fast as the wind and maybe even faster on a dive. But And again, I'm not trying to tell you you should believe in it, but those are the things that are occurring to me as I'm looking at it. But yeah, interesting and great takes. You guys could be right. I might be misrepresenting this completely. It is a thing. It's unidentified. It is a UFO. By definition, we don't know what it is. It's flying. So, and it seems to be an object of some kind. That is the benchmarks as far as I know them. But pretty cool stuff. I don't know. Could be legit. Could be, but it could be just, serious misrepresentation. Or I'm mischaracterizing a lot of things. I don't know. I don't know for sure, but there you go. Let's go to this one. What is this? I don't even remember what this is. Let's see together. I pulled it up for some reason, and I got it all queued up and ready to go. So I don't remember what this one was when I pulled it up. It's from Trey Larimore channel. Looks like Facebook channel. Trey Larimore. Let's check it out. I'm going to mute it out just because that's pretty obnoxious noises around there. But it does look like it's blew a smoke ring, right? I think this is some kind of lens flare from this. I don't think this is just camera wiggle. So I think this is coming from this. But it did look like it blew a smoke ring. Right there. Boom. I don't know what to make of that one, folks. Now, it could be not legit. But what do you guys think? Time to vote. It's a rocket or a missile? Maybe. It would be weird to be blowing a smoke ring in front of it. But I don't know enough about it, honestly. You could be right. It's piston slip. I got a few slipping pistons too. It's a rocket. Jordan Cogburn says, yeah, you could be right. I know that, they're doing some fantastic things with rockets. Of course, you see those ones that have the swirling anomalies. Those are pretty fascinating. And those are rockets, apparently. 0.5, Homer, yeah. 0.7 from Sharon Sunshine. I mean, it's very unusual. Maybe they're using some kind of backward thrust, and that's what created the smoke ring. You could be right. I don't know. It's really kind of, again, cloudy, foggy, or something. It's really hard to see what we're looking at. But you see the camera's trying to focus. Maybe that's just, I don't know. It is traveling this direction. That's the brightest part. Could the rest of the, I don't know. I just don't know how to account for that part. That smoke ring really kind of confuses me, but this is where I needed your vote. What do you guys think? What are we looking at here? 0.5, Barbara Mora, Car Juice. Need more context, Dog Digger says. Yeah. This is the one, this is really the one that I was kind of like, what do you guys think? Because I don't know what to think. Could it be a UFO? Sure, but what's with the smoke ring? What was that all about? I don't understand what I'm seeing. Benno, Tinkerbell farted. Oh, that's a big cloud. She must have been eating tacos. Smoke on the horizon, yeah. Jose's all in on this one. Cool. Okay. Maggie, not so much. Nope. Yeah, I just don't know what we're looking at. I thought it was interesting, and I was really curious what you guys thought, because I'm not sure what to make of this. I'm not saying it's not legitimate. It could be. It's just a very, very unusual video. So Space Station does release the bathroom waste at an angle so it burns up in the atmosphere. Boy, that's a thought I could have done without knowing. No offense, Rachel, but when I think of those heroes in space, I want to think of their burning refuse on the atmosphere during reentry. something, but nothing I've heard of. Yeah, it's very weird. Sonic boom usually don't project in front. They usually project in a cone after the object. Sonic booms are very specific, the way that you get that atomization of the water from the fast-moving craft, and it creates this really tight fog that just kind of expands and like quickly, and then it's just gone. And it's like weird transition point from the sound barrier. When they hit Mach, it's just a boom. So there you go. I don't know what to make of it, but there it is. That's an interesting one nonetheless. But I do have one from Sasquatch Chronicles, and then I'm going to get you a bonus one from Sasquatch Chronicles after that. So let's get to this now. All right, let me close that one out, and we'll get to this one. And this one's a little, it's again, it really is kind of a what the hell is that, because I don't know what to make of this. But it's a fascinating video that I think definitely shows something's going on. Just don't know what they're dealing with here. So here it is, December 2nd. Occupants of rural property experienced unexplainable phenomena. Into the wild rights, new owners of a rural property experienced a strange event recorded on security camera. Property continues to be monitored, and this is a strange flash of light next to the tree. Check it out. And when I first saw that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. But I watched and I was like, oh, wow, that is really weird. So let's check it out. Again, from Sasquatch Chronicles. We will consider it. You're right, Ghostbox. We will consider it. Could be considerate. We will be considerate in considering it. Here we go. Let's have a look. You're going to be kind of focused. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you don't need me to tell you. But look at this. There's still something motion in here and here. Like a mist or something, like a falling mist. I want to back that up and go get right to it again. Right from the beginning. It's like right off the bat. Damn it. Let's watch this again. Watch those trees in that area. It's very interesting because the light anomaly is really just the beginning of it. And then this misty, kind of a falling mist is happening there. But that's not even all of it. It gets even weirder. So it does look like there's something there, and almost like a face right there, honestly. I don't know if it's a blob squatchy kind of thing, where, oh, that's a tree, pareidolia, but then it's gone. And you can see the light from up above now projecting down. Very freaking weird. This one really tripped me out when I saw it, because there's a lot going on in this series of events. He just picked up a broom, I guess. And a hankering for some sweeping. But yeah, I don't know what was going on, but that was a very extraordinarily strange event by that tree. Mr. Dave Scott, good to see you, brother. Good to see you as always. Man, that's great. What did you say the initial flash was an IR game can? From where? And what was the fog then above it? Because they already have it. Oh, there's a skunk. That one's explained. I mean, could it be? Sure, I guess. Is there something there? A game cam, maybe? Maybe it triggered a game cam and then... So the flash really isn't the big thing? Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so actually the flash is like back here. Once again, we're way in the back here. But what's really fascinating me is not so much the flash, but what the hell's going on here? There's like, it's almost like, that those machines that make that fog, that kind of like dry ice. Kind of reminds me of like a bucket of dry ice up there. But what is that? I just don't know what to make of it. And then the flash, and then it's gone. And then it's up here. Like an overhead light that's moving away. Very weird. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very strange thing. So what do you guys think? Give me a vote. You think this is something supernatural, or you think it's just some other normal kind of phenomena? What do you guys think? Give me a 1 if you think that's supernatural, paranormal, extraterrestrial, or a 0, or a point, whatever, if you're somewhere in the middle. I see Rachel came in with a 0.5. Doesn't know what it is. The woo, yeah. All right. 0 from Sharon Sunshine. She's not into this at all. Okay. Could be. Jordan Cogburn says, yeah, could be. 0.5 from Wizard Moon. 1 from Jose. 1+, actually. He's all in. Texas Man in Black. Nope, not buying it. Okay. All right. Annie Manul says buffering. Anybody else experiencing any buffering, or just her? Let me know if you are. 0.5 Jordan Cogburn. 0.5 Kedstar. T-Bone. 1, all in. Eric Fry, halfway. 0, another case we have to zoom in there. Well, yeah, I mean, this stuff isn't going to frame itself up for you. It's just, especially with proximity cameras like that, you don't know where it's going to happen, if it's ever going to happen on film, but you got to zoom in just to see what's going on, because when you use like surveillance cameras like this, you have a very wide exposure. A lot of area is covered, but you don't know where the phenomena is going to happen, if it's going to happen. I mean, this is just a backyard camera, probably set up for, security or motion lights to keep things away from the house, screwing around. But the flash is definitely unusual. The dry ice kind of cloudiness coming down is very unusual. So, yeah, I mean, actually, zooming in is common. It's most commonly what we do with most of the stuff we capture. No buffering here. Thank you, Rachel. So, author, illustrator, BJ Lapierre is all in. I think it's like all strange footage. Yeah, it is. Yeah. No buffer here in NorCal. Okay, very good. All right, very cool. What do we got over in Rumble? Oh, here we go. Here to Strange 1. Dog Diggers all in. Justin Goodearth all in. Barbara Mora, a portal opening, gives it a 1. Card Juice gives it a 1. Paranormal is normal. We just don't understand the mathematics. Yeah, very good point, Dog Digger. 1, definitely odd. Yeah, for sure. Big D. Yeah, I think it's a great catch. It's a very cool catch. All right, so we're going to go to another one, a more recent addition to the Sasquatch Chronicle blog. This will kind of wrap it all up. Where is it? I'm looking for it here. Here it is. This is a news flash from Sasquatch Chronicles, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good one. Got to keep an eye on things. There's some things that just aren't even sacred. Here you go. I'm going to mute that part of it.
Chaos, lies, scandal, and heartbreak reigns over one small suburb tonight. Chuck E. Cheese once boasted, "Where a kid can be a kid." Tallahassee, Florida. Chuck E. Cheese, whose real name is Chuck Roscoe Cheese, seen here donating $100,000 to a local Shelbyville dance studio, was arrested. The restaurant was buzzing with the usual chaos: blinking arcade lights, the scent of pepperoni pizza, and a chorus of children belting out "Happy Birthday" in 12 different keys. In the center of it all was the mascot himself, Chuck Roscoe Cheese, a 6-foot-tall mouse in a purple jersey, dancing awkwardly yet enthusiastically as he handed out high fives. Little did anyone know, Chuck had a secret. A big one. At precisely 2:47 p.m., the front doors swung open with dramatic authority. In walked 2 Tallahassee police officers, Officer Delaney and Officer Rodriguez, each armed with a stern expression and a pair of handcuffs. They approached the mascot slowly. "Chuck Roscoe Cheese?" Officer Delaney asked. Chuck froze mid-dance. A child tugged on his oversized glove. "Why'd you stop dancing, Mr. Chuck?" There was no answer, just the slow lowering of a giant mouse head as Chuck Roscoe Cheese sighed. "That's me," he muttered. Children gasped. One dropped his prize tickets. Another screamed, "They are arresting Roscoe Cheese," while a third continued eating pizza unfazed. "You're under arrest," Officer Delaney announced, "for alleged credit card fraud and theft." The arcade went silent except for the repetitive beeping of a skee-ball machine someone forgot to finish. Parents were outraged. Kids were confused. One grandmother swore she never trusted that mouse.
"I always knew something was off about that mouse."
The company quickly assured the public that Chuck Roscoe Cheese had acted alone and that no animatronic characters were involved in the alleged crime. A witness by the name of John Big Mac Johnson was with Roscoe Cheese just 24 hours prior and describes the scene.
"I saw Chuck Roscoe Cheese come out from behind a curtain like he was waking up from a 300-year nap. His eyes blinked, but not at the same time. That's a red flag."
When asked would they return to Chuck E. Cheese, the overwhelming answer was no.
"No, I will not eat there again. I have standards."
I am Chris Hansen reporting. We will keep you up to date as this story unfolds.
There you go. Nothing sacred, folks. Not even Chuck E. Cheese. This has been a presentation of What the Hell Is That? It definitely fits that last one.
What the hell is that?
I have no idea. It's from the creative mind of Mr. Wes Germer. Yeah, guy's got a million gifts. One of them is creating absolute parodies of things. It was fun to have him on the show the other night. That was fun time. Excuse me. Wow, throat gurgles, I guess. But yeah, there you go. Bet you didn't know that before tonight. You're welcome. Should have put that on the news, actually. Now that I think of it. All right, we got about time for one story from this. From this one section that we like to hit, and we're going to end it with Sasquatch Chronicles as well. What am I talking about? We're going to the deep, dark places to explore the cryptid corner. Benno's driving the Cheesemobile. Well, that'll do it. Guess we know they must have got it at auction after Chucky's arrest. Probably trying to save the franchise, selling the Cheesemobile. All right. Here we go. We're going to go into some cryptid stuff. We did cover a little bit of maybe cryptid stuff. With the flashing light, could that have been a Bigfoot? We've just been talking about the light anomalies as it relates to potential Bigfoot activity. Maybe that was what we just watched on that video. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the hell we're looking at. That was very, very strange. But we're going to go to this one from Sasquatch Chronicles blog, December 3rd. Today, old. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. A listener writes, I work on construction, houses, cabins, tiny homes, all that. My crew was on the job building a remote cabin near the Idaho-Wyoming border. Well, that weekend we got assigned a night shift, and we rolled in on a Thursday evening, worked until around 5 in the morning, and then had the next shift starting the following day at 5 p.m. So after that first shift, I headed back to what you'd call the trailer park, basically a bunch of company camp trailers where all the workers stayed. I ate, crashed, and honestly got the best sleep I've had in a long time. When I woke up, I drove back to the site for my next shift. Everything felt normal until about 2 in the morning. I had to use the blue box porta potty since construction guys basically live on gas station food and caffeine, and we kept them set a ways off so they wouldn't stink up the workspace. Well, these ones were maybe 20 to 30 yards from the tree line. I didn't think anything of it. I'm in the woods all the time, hunting, fishing, whatever, so nothing out there really bothers me. Well, I finished my business, and as I'm zipping up, I glanced towards the trees. And that's when I saw it. Something walking past the tree line. I didn't know if it felt me looking at it or what, but it stopped dead. And it stared straight at me. We locked eyes for maybe 5 seconds, though it felt like 25 minutes. Then it turned and walked back into the woods like it hadn't been bothered at all. Wes, its face looked familiar, almost like the Jack Link Sasquatch rather, but cleaner, more put together, if that makes sense. It was dark, so the color could be off, but it looked covered in long brown hair or fur. The eyes stuck with me the most. They weren't glowing, but they had this shiny red tint to them, and I'll be honest, it was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. When it left, I was frozen. Not exactly scared, just shocked. Part of me wanted to chase it into the woods just to get a better look, but my body just wasn't having it. When the shock finally wore off, no idea how long after it hit me that I had my tape measure on me like always, so I walked to the tree where I'd seen it, and I remember exactly which branch had lined up with its head. And that branch was about 7.5 to 8 feet off the ground. Whatever I saw was tall. So, that's my encounter, Wes. I'd really like to hear your take on it, because even though I know what I saw, I want to know if you think I really saw a Bigfoot. That's fantastic. Fantastic sighting. And it's really just more incidental, but that is always the case. Hunters can be decked out in serious camouflage, and they'll be looking at a scope down range, through a scope down range, as they're hidden in their camo blinds, and they will see a Sasquatch. And so many times they don't pull the trigger because they say it looks so human, but almost all of those instances that I can recall of that happening, instantly, as soon as the person sees it and it registers in their head, oh my God, it's like these things are just dialed in, and they'll just be like, and they'll be like they're looking into the scope, into the soul of the person. How? They seem to know they're being watched, just like we seem to have a rough idea we're being watched and maybe a vague direction. But I think these things have that sense too. It's just it's dialed up to 12. Like they not only know where it is coming from, but they know exactly where you are. And they'll look you right in the soul. You know, it's crazy. But that's a fantastic story. Very, very cool. Now, this is about the end of the journey tonight for the portal, but I want to encourage you guys to make sure to follow up. If you got more time on your hands and you're thinking, I need more of this paranormal goodness, then you should head over to Spaced Out Radio with Mr. Dave Scott, which will be going on absolutely soon, just a few minutes away. So, whoops. This has been rookie mistake. But it's great that you can follow the Paranormal Portal on Wednesday and Friday nights with Spaced Out Radio. And on Friday night, you can watch Lon Strickler do his show for an hour and then come hang out with me at 7 p.m. So there's lots of great lineups, folks, and I hope you guys had a good time here on the portal with me. I really enjoyed you guys being here. Thank you for all the kindness and generosity, T-Bone and Josh and so many others. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the kindness and the love. Those of you that re-upped your memberships and those that you gave donations. I really appreciate it all. You guys are amazing, and it really blows my mind. But I just want you always to remember that I love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other, help each other out. Find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. And I'll be back on Friday night for the next installment of the Paranormal Portal. I hope you guys will be here and join me. I'll be looking for you. I may be taking attendance, so you might not want to miss it. You should never want to miss it, actually. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. Go watch Dave Scott, Spaced Out Radio, right now on his YouTube channel. Go over there and get comfy. He'll have a spot waiting for you. Thanks, guys. Love you, mean it. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Good night, everybody.